So I'm doing this new thing where I'm doing two streams at the same time. So I'm streaming also on YouTube Gaming. So let me find it. Here it is. We're gonna pop out the chat so we can see that too. And post that right here. Then we're gonna bring Twitch over. Bring that over here on YouTube Gaming. Oh, all right. Bring the OBS down. Bring that up. Switch over to Twitch. Midday stream, I like it. I know it's we're doing things a little bit different. We're playing the Stanley Parable. I hope you enjoy it. Let's begin. I might have to I don't know how much my camera will get in the way. I feel like it might. So I might have to minimize that. But we'll find out. Alright, let's bring it back up. Begin the game. Is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end. Loading is never the end. Click to skip.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Let me know if it's too loud or...
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Good old Stanley.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions.
Oh shit,
call
Stanley.
a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all
Must say
his
Stanley
years
killed
at the
everyone.
company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Nothing more really happened last night after, let's see. I played Undertale. But, yeah, well, that sucks that the Twitch kept on buffering. Step out of our office.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, we're gonna go to the meeting room. Seems like a good place to start. Can I use my controller for this? Let's see if we can use my controller. We cannot use the controller. So there's that. Alright. Is that the meeting room? This the meeting room? Probably this way is the meeting room. Okay. Everyone's just gone.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
We're gonna go on the door on the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Can I? So this game kind of reminds me, I don't know why, but it reminds me of Portals.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Should I just not? This game does not have full controller support according to the Steam page anyways. Yeah, I tried. Should I listen to what he says? I think I'm just gonna not. Let me go this one.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
For her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Irida seems similar to yeah. Oh man. God. I don't pitch black door? I keep on thinking I'm gonna turn around, someone's gonna scare the shit out of me. Oh.
That's her, Stanley.
Okay.
You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her.
Shit.
If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Okay.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
The fuck? What's going on?
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Oh shit. Good morning, employee 47. K on your keyboard.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
So I'm hitting other numbers to see if it will like say something, but yeah. Yo, if someone was behind you, Stanley Parable would be better than like 90% of recent horror games.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown.
It's so jumpy.
Fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day, the day...
Oh. Oops, sorry. Accidentally minimized it. Oh shit. Did I freeze it? Crap. Can't get back to it. I might have froze it. Shit! So there's that.
Return to work
There we go.
was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Press 8 to watch TV.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
God.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
We chose the one on the right. All right, well, I gotta change it to options, video. We're gonna do borderless window mode. Okay. Oh. Oh. We might have lost the game. Ah! I don't know why it's doing this, but it is. There it is. Cool. Trying to, yo, jeez. Yeah, I done good goofed. I'm new at this, man. I'm new. I don't know what I'm doing. I think we got it though. Okay. Oops, that should be. Trying to make sure I can see all the comments and everything. All right, there we go. And does it still look good on the? I think it still looks good. It looks good still. Okay, press 1 to prepare dinner.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations.
It's weird.
Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
They tell your kids a story.
It was such a wonderful fantasy.
So weird.
And so in his head, he relived it again, and then again, and again.
I can judge.
over and
I've
over,
never
wishing beyond hope that
tried
it would
streaming.
never end, that he might always feel this free.
It's fun. I
Surely
quite
there's
enjoy
an
it.
answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
You just gotta make sure you got a computer that's up to the task of streaming. Make sure we can see this. Minimize this a little bit. Okay. We're gonna tell our wife we love her.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
We're not do it. We're not gonna do it. We're gonna listen to him. I wonder how long this takes. Yeah, I did YouTube a whole bunch. Editing / rendering videos takes a lot of time. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, Twitch is pretty easy. I mean, you're just live streaming basically the whole entire time. I haven't yet once edited a video, which yeah. I mean, I'm more do it for the live action, being able to talk to people and whatnot. I like that. That's what I'm doing for YouTube too. I did start a YouTube channel. I should probably make a link for that. If you want, here. Let me find it real fast. If you want to follow, here's my YouTube channel. Yeah, dude, do whatever. Do whatever you want. Do whatever tickles your fancy. Okay, we're probably gonna hit B because it's taking a while.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Please
And
die.
Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Whoa. The fuck just happened? Did I start over? I think I started over.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Okay,
What did it mean?
so
Stanley decided to go to the
tickle
meeting.
me
Perhaps he had
fancy, you
simply
say?
missed a memo.
The chat interaction is a huge draw for me. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Makes it a lot more fun playing video games that way. It's kind of like, you know, back in the day, like I used to play video games with all my friends and like in the living room, in my room and whatnot, and just having the interaction. That's kind of what it's like now. Okay, so we're gonna do what he says.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open
'Cause
doors,
I just died.
he entered the door on his left.
Alright. Alright.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling
Tips
a
for
wave
not
of
getting fired.
disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Crafts about things plus money, things, money, more money, things, but with money to buy more things, what do people want? Profits, what is hot, stripes, colored in segment. We need reviews, 402 plus 405 wants to get rid of the death sport. What the fuck, so 807? Portion in the primary review schedule, but I think it's a stupid idea. More watercolors, more cooler heaters. Charts need to be more hip to appeal to teenagers. Work harder. Hard workers. Rate of increased grabs per slide. Please no more charge, please. No, stop. That's so weird. Hey, what's going on, Sai? How are you doing today? We're just reading charts. We're playing the Stanley's Parable when we're doing what we're supposed to be told.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Alright. You got it, boss. Damn. It's a nice office.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But
Whoa.
of course, Stanley couldn't possibly
Sai,
have
thanks for
known
the
this.
follow. Welcome to the motherfucking pants party, bro. I kind of forgot the number. I heard the noise pop up for you following. So did you guys pick that? Did you guys get that number? Was it 2845?
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
2845. All right, there we
Yet
go.
incredibly,
We got it.
By simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Cool. So the very first time I played, this is my very first time playing it. So I've been playing it for about, I don't know, 15 minutes or so. I did the exact opposite things that the narrator told me to do, and it ended up restarting my A. Do 888. Can I do that? I don't think I can anymore. I can't. Dang it. I want to do 888. Alright, so what opened over here? Try that next time. So yeah, and then it ended up sending me to my wife's, supposedly wife's room, but then I found out everything was fake, and then it just reloaded my game. We'll go this way. How many times have you played this game before, Sai? Is it Sai or Skip? Is it Sai Pro? I'm gonna say it's Sai Pro. Makes more sense.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Alright. Spooky.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the
Mind
large
control
door that
facility.
read Mind Control Facility.
Escape? Should I go through the escape? Skipper 06. Oh. Wow, I was way off. I'm gonna go to the escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Really?
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
We're just gonna go to the end.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
I feel like I'm gonna die. YOLO. Yep. That was right. That was right.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Oh, Stanley. So,
Farewell, Stanley,
Whoa.
cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
okay. So the narrator's changed. I didn't die yet. Stanley. Parable. I can't see shit.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Do I have to restart the game? I feel like I have to restart the game. You're gonna show me the confusing ending? Well, I feel pretty confused right now. Okay.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now?
Nature
Do you
paintings.
see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
No, I didn't see that. Office layout. From the beginning of the game, the path from Stanley office to the two doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development. Through the core layouts are almost identical to the first iteration. Okay. The original, you can keep moving. Is this the newer one or the Half-Life mod? This is the one I bought. I just bought it off Steam. The two doors. So that's the two doors that open. One in the room to create the rest of the game. Huh. Filing cabinets. Corridors. Let's see what else is over here. Credits. Oh my god, is the game over? office. Can I enter any of these? Okay. Button sounds. Cool. Alright, we'll go left. Am I going crazy? Maybe it isn't the same image. Was the clock there before? I don't remember. How do I go back? Can you check for me? More endings, fewer endings, more narrators, fewer narrators, more Stanley, less Stanley. Yep, that's about how I feel right now. I don't know what's going on, guys. But thanks for sticking around and being confused with me. Or if you do know what's going on, you're like, ha, I've been there before. Thanks for sticking around. Exit. Wait, is that where I entered? No, it's not.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Okay.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not.
Not one bit.
Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice.
Whoa.
Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time choose.
Oh shit. Okay. So pretty sure I just died. Pretty sure. Can't see anything. It's in your game? Begin the game again? I feel like that's what I have to do. I feel like I have to hit begin the game again. Dang it. Also, I think I'm gonna make it a little bit brighter. I had to switch my old monitor. You lose, I think. I feel like I lost. Maybe I should just stay with the narration since I don't know what's going on. Yeah, when it's not playing the game. Okay, I'm gonna options, go to video. I'm gonna turn the brightness up. Field of vision. Is there not a brightness? Model texture detail. Shader detail, effort detail, filtering mode. Huh. Well, guess we're not gonna have.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Can't jump, there's an
What could it
achievement.
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
The only
Perhaps he
way
had
to
simply
win
missed
is
the
by
memo.
not playing the game. Play the game, Freddie Mercury. Alright, I'm gonna listen to the narrator. Every time I don't listen to the narrator, I die. So we're just gonna get. I went to the escape.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright. So we're gonna get through this part very fast.
Yet there was not a single
kinda
person
read all
here
this stuff.
either. Feeling a wave of
We're going
disbelief,
to go
Stanley
this way.
decided to go
Then we
up
can
to his
go this
boss's
way.
office, hoping he'd coming to a
Should I go
staircase.
downstairs this time?
Stanley
I'm gonna go
walked
downstairs.
upstairs to his boss's office.
I walk downstairs this time. Is that a button? Nope.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that.
Doors keep
And in
closing.
such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
I feel
All
like
of my
it.
co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a
I'm
single
Ron
moment
Burgundy?
for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And
Wait,
as
the
Stanley
whole wheel of
pondered this,
cheese?
he began to make other strange observations.
I'm going through the
For
same room.
example, Why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
That's true.
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
It's also true.
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
Yeah, all
Were they
these rooms
simply
look the same.
repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming! He yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone.
And then
He
shoot.
wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid.
So does this part just keep
So,
repeating forever
he
until I
imagined himself
restart?
flying and began to gently float above the ground.
I'm going to the end.
Then he imagined himself soaring
Whoa,
through space
did I
on a
just
magical
float?
star field, and it too appeared. It was so much fun,
Fuck.
and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange.
That was there
I'm
before.
dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream.
I'm
How
dead.
could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving
This is a
himself?
long dream.
Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
Okay.
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress
This is
on
a
his
long
back,
dream, yeah.
the fresh air of the
Choose the
world
blue
outside
door.
this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself.
I feel like it'll restart again
I'm
right
through
now.
with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please. It's all I want.
I just want to push buttons,
I
man.
want my apartment
Just want
and
to push
my wife
buttons.
and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal.
This is creepy as fuck.
Everything
This is
will
weird.
be fine.
I do like it.
I am okay.
I'm okay. And we're back to where we were.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am
that
real.
before?
Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Okay. And that's because I went
This
downstairs.
is the story of a woman named Mariella.
That sounds different.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself,
Oh,
and
God.
then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few
Good job,
brief
Vance.
moments, she considered the
Killed him.
strange man.
Or
He
he's
was
already dead.
obviously
I don't know.
crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment,
You
she
became a
thought to
woman.
herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane.
I'm a strong,
I am
independent
in
woman.
control
I
of
don't
my
need
life.
no man.
I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no
And
time
panned
for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body,
Then she just leaves.
and then she turned and ran.
Don't laugh at me. Weird. That wasn't there before.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Okay. That door didn't close. Okay, so we're gonna do what you
When
said.
Stanley came to a set of
Go
two
to the
open
right
doors,
door,
he entered the door
And when
his
on the
left.
platform, jumping off where there's standing metal grid platform walk side. Okay. We'll try
This
doing
was
that.
not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
One good-looking employee
Yes,
lounge.
This room. What? But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open
Don't
door
tell me
on
what
his
to
left.
do.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Wait, I think I already did this one. Wait, go to the right door, and when the platform, jump off where the standing metal grid is. Oh, jump off of it?
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I showed them. I showed them. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Jump
What could it mean?
onto
Stanley
the
decided
catwalk.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
She gotta run. Like crouch? The fuck? I did not anticipate that I can crouch at all.
When Stanley came to a set of two open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew
No.
it perfectly well.
Onto
Perhaps he
the
wanted to
thing
stop by the
hanging-
employee lounge first, just to
Hanging in
admire
the
it.
air. Onto the thing hanging into the air. The yellow grid? The thing that brings
The
me up?
lounge was sublime, a work of art. What? But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Alright.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
The yellow grid? And then try to get to that catwalk? How can I? Do I have to like... So, okay. Just... Yes, a catwalk. I knew that. Alright, so I'm gonna get onto this yellow grid. And I'm gonna try and get onto the catwalk over there. Right? Right? Alright, I'm just gonna do it. Fuck it. Alright, I'll wait for the stream delay. I'm waiting. No one's saying anything. Going for it.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story is... What?
There we go.
Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Very.
Well, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
All right.
Give me a chance.
Okay.
Now listen carefully, this is important.
Alright.
Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay, so you said blue door.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Blue door it is.
All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map. Because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you
Do
wanted
your
to
little
see.
turn on the
Help
catwalk.
me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option.
Oh.
This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before.
I take the red door?
Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Guys, red door. Red door? Red door? Question mark? Right door. Red door? Red door? Right door? Left door. Really? Really? Whoa. Ceiling light? Ceiling light? So now when I ask for help, no one responds? Alright. Alright, we're gonna do middle door. Middle door.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
My experience was pretty good. I like the number 5.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of
Orange.
inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door?
Champion in making.
Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data
mean
from the
orange.
previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one.
Oh god,
Let's take a
there's
look.
gonna be a ton of doors, isn't there? Sam worldwide leaderboard. I'll do orange. We're doing orange.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helps you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
It did. I wanted to play harder.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working
Sir,
on, and now would
no
be a
worries.
lovely opportunity to give it some play testing. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Oh, no, it's gonna be the beginning of the game, isn't it?
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family
Okay.
life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Oh my god. This is the shittiest thing ever. I might let this baby die. There's a strong possibility this baby will die. That kid is on fire. No, he's not. He will be. Not yet. I'm gonna let him die. Yep, he's dying. Like, okay, but no, really. Yeah, I know, right?
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here?
Parental Witch. Please name a game that I play.
This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Ah, damn it. Are we back at the beginning? So there's just a million different endings to this game? What?
Well, Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. Is it
We're
enough?
Minecraft?
Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm
That's
done
funny.
making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house.
Where's he
This
at?
will go here. No, here. And then...
Oh, right here?
See, what does it mean? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes.
Like a
It's
zillion endings.
complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. Ah, but you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable. Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes, yes, yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
The fuck? So is it always default Minecraft, or because I've played Minecraft recently, it switches to it?
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
I don't have a light.
Oh, no, 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 no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one.
I can't even
Okay,
see
new
it.
game.
What? 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 Oh, is this Portals?
Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but I love it.
Oh, I love this game.
You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better
Defaults to
myself.
Minecraft.
What is this game even
Well,
supposed
it's funny
to
because I don't
be?
play that many
can't
games.
figure
It's
it
been
out.
2 of the games that I've played.
Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
I need a portal.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley.
It's a puzzle.
Your forte.
Alright. Alright. Oh,
Genius.
yay, we did it.
No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games, and I highly doubt you're any wiser for the experience. Which is why, rather than continue to waste my time, I'm just going to leave you here. You can pretend you've beaten the game if it makes it any richer for you, but as for me, I've had enough. So, why don't you get cozy in this room, and if you have any grand revolutionary ideas for the perfect video game, you can just sit there and let it ball up inside you for all eternity. I don't need your advice.
Yeah, that's true. Those are pretty popular games. I just died. I cannot see at all. My monitor's so not good. It's my second monitor. Can I go that way? Does it look super dark on your guys' monitors? Let me see. Oh. This is my office, I think. 427. Okay. What?
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon.
Oh, God.
Very soon. I can wait.
Okay. Alrighty. Loading. We're just gonna kick back and relax. Oh. Oh. Alright. So now we're back at the beginning. So that was that version.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright. I think I'm gonna quit for now. I get the gist of this game. I will probably play it later. Actually, I think I might play a little bit of Minecraft, so if anybody wants to join me on the Mineplex server, I'm gonna be playing that. But let me restart my stream real fast, and we will be right back. Bye. There's no happy ending. There must be. We'll find one together.